G'day everybody, how you going today? It is so good to see you. Well, we do have some exciting building news around the Z9, and I thought the fact that Nikon Rumors has dropped this information, it's very exciting information. Of course, we still need to take this stuff with a grain of salt, but here it is in black and white. We are only now probably something like a week or less from the launch. So as more and more information arrives, we start to believe that it's, well, more likely to be true. But I just want you to remember that this is on a rumours site, and who knows, but Nikon Rumors track record is very, very good. All right, let's dive into these latest rumours about the Z9, which are terrifically exciting and paint the picture of what is going to be an absolutely spectacular flagship camera for all cameras, for all brands. This thing looks like an absolute monster. To do this in the order published on Nikon Rumors. Nikon Rumors, I hope you don't mind. The first cab off the rank is the fact that the Z9 will have a shutter that closes over to protect the sensor when changing lenses. Number one. Number two, it will have a 45 megapixel stacked sensor. This is something that obviously we've been talking about for quite a long time now. Well, is this it? Is this finally it? It is confirmed. It's certainly a great number, which gives you a fantastic result in APS-C around 20 megapixels, and it also gives you a fantastic result when full frame. 45 megapixels gets you a long way and fits so many use cases. 20 frames per second. So this has been confirmed here, but there's also in brackets, it could also be 30 frames per second. So I don't know. Interestingly, on a screenshot we saw of the back of the camera, it did say 20 frames per second and kind of like a continuous icon. This does lead me to believe that there's maybe more than one version of sort of high speed continuous. So the fact that it says here 20 and maybe 30, well, there you go. Who knows? Who knows which it is? But even 20, from my personal perspective, is an absolutely awesome place to start. And then the next spec gets just a little bit crazier again, suggesting that there will be 120 frames per second in DX mode at 11 megapixels. So that's just crazy. For sports applications where you might be ending up on a website or on the news, or even for like 4K representation, well, here it is. That 11 megapixels is large enough for all of those applications. Let's not forget that we were using 6, 10, and 12 megapixels for roughly the first 10 years of digital photography. If that's true, 120 frames at 11 megapixels in a crop mode, great for sports, great for wildlife, and just so many frames. Again, personally not for me, but for people who want it, wow, that's a lot, don't you reckon? And of course, new AF tracking for humans, animals, birds, cars, motorcycles, as well as planes, but specifically birds, bird eye AF, the important thing. So we were expecting that to come. I thought it would be coming. Of course it would be coming. That's one of the major things I hear about in my comments. It had to be coming. So that is so exciting. Now this is a crazy one. No rolling shutter. That is what the words say here. No rolling shutter. Better than the Sony A1 and the R3. Well, that's pretty insane. What does that say about the sensor? Does that say the sensor has nothing to do with Sony if it's better than the A1? Well, it may well have nothing to do with Sony. And just to reiterate how the sensors work, Nikon designed them. They design them to their specifications, and then someone makes them. to their specifications, to Nikon specifications. So whoever is fabricating it, they've got to do it to Nikon's design. But no rolling shutter. Insane. 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 That's what a stacked sensor gives you, I suppose. But this is a particularly fast one. Of course, let's jump back to, I think it was March this year or February this year, where Nikon talked about creating a 1-inch sensor that could do 1,000 frames per second, and they designed it and they were prototyping it. It also had crazy dynamic range. They talked about this 8 months ago. Even back then I said, well, this could be relevant to the Z9. Well, I think we're seeing its relevance here. Again, I must reiterate, if all of this is correct, so far it is rumours, but I think we're so close to launch. And as I've said before, even Apple can't keep all of its secrets these days. Blackout-free viewfinder in all situations around 5 megapixels. I presume that means the viewfinder is around 5 megapixels. Does that mean it's 4.5 or 5.5? There will be no pixel shift feature, but of course this could be implemented in a further firmware update. That's okay. I personally don't use it. I don't mind myself. Let me know in the comments whether you'd like to see a pixel shift feature. There will be, now this is nuts to me, there will be an 8K 60 video option with a 1 hour time limit. 8K 60, which is just an immense amount of data. Immense amount of data with a 1 hour limit. I think my brain just exploded. Anyway, that's crazy. Big improvements in color balance. So I presume that means how it's reading color temperatures. Is that what that means? Who knows? And then it says here, the Z9 price is expected to be less than the Nikon D6 camera that currently sells for $6.5. What does that mean? It is going to come in at the $5,995 that I think I guessed a couple of videos ago. That would be pretty crazy, and that would really hit the market, I think. I believe the R3 is $5,995, and of course the A1 is $6,500. If they came in at that sort of price, holy cow, would that put the cat amongst the pigeons? Yes, it is. I'm going to say it right here, right now, cat amongst pigeons. If that's the sort of price they hit, good on you, Nikon, if you do it. Wow, you will be having back orders until 2025, I tell you, because there are going to be people not in the Nikon system that want this camera. I tell you, if this stuff is true, holy cow, for that sort of price, it's just a lot of camera. Weight, 300 grams heavier than the R3, or around 1,020 grams. Let's just call it a kilo amongst friends. 1 kilogram. That feels like a light camera, considering what's in it. And a D6 is 1,270. So the D6 is 25% heavier than what the Z9 will be. That's a nice weight saving. And it's about twice the weight of my Z6, so I can certainly handle. And then this final point here, which is absolutely crazy if true, the Nikon Z9 will be the only camera on the market without a mechanical shutter. Without a mechanical shutter. So that is saying something crazy. If you want to get 1/8,000th of a second without rolling shutter for sports and fast panning, you have to have a ridiculously fast sensor if you're not using a mechanical shutter. Now, if this is true, this is nuts. So again, for the third time, I'm going to reiterate, these are rumors right now, but hopefully we're going to know in less than a week. Well, here we have it. Here's some specifications coming out perhaps less than a week before the official launch of this camera. I have a good feeling about what we're getting here, but of course, one more time, grain of salt, take it all with a grain of salt. But if this is true, this is an absolutely outstanding camera. Everybody, I'd love to know your thoughts. Let's please rejoice in the comments below that perhaps this is the Z9 that is coming, and this sort of stuff, some of this stuff will trickle down to the Z6 II, the Z7 II, and who knows where else. And of course, we do have cameras that are going to be released next year. Now, it might be a Z7 III or a Z6 III, it might be a Z8, and there will be entry-level cameras to come as well. We can expect some, perhaps not all, of this to trickle down over the 2022 year and beyond. Exciting times. Let's hope all of this is true. Fingers crossed. Please let me know all of your thoughts in the comments below, and I know I'm going to see you very soon. It's going to be an absolutely extraordinary week ahead, week or two or three, let alone the fact that at some point I will get the Z9 in my hands, and then it will be even more extraordinary because it'll be for real, and I will be wanting to test out every single corner and facet of this camera. So I think we've kind of got an exciting 3 to 6 months to come, and I look forward to sharing it all with you very, very much. All right, okay, I'm gonna go. I've got to edit this thing. See ya.